Hello everyone, this is Jeff from Mid-Atlantic Craps and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be going over the Squeeze 4 or the 4 Squeeze. I put it in there as the 4 Squeeze. I've been referred to as the Squeeze 4. Either way, it involves laying the 4 on the come out with a hedge on the hard 4, and also I play the dark side, so I'm doing it on the DP, the don't pass line. You can do it on the light side if you'd like to, but in any event, I shot one over the weekend. I published it yesterday. Today is Tuesday, October 26th, and I had the opportunity to actually watch the full episode of Coffee and Craps with John over at Pro Craps this morning, and there was a lot of discussion about his hedgeless horseman theory and running the come bets or the don't come bets. And I'm kind of glad I didn't shoot the second part of the video that aired yesterday on my channel until today, because I'm going to put it all together for you. The 4 Squeeze comes from basically a philosophy of 2 strategies, but I have to be able to give John a shout out because it does incorporate the come progressions. And if you've seen any of my videos, you'll see I run come progressions constantly. Typically the first 3 bets are come progressions. I don't do my DCs that way like he does, but I do run a come progression. So I want to give credit to where this 4 Squeeze came from. It's a combination of really, I thought, 2 strategies, but I'm going to give John the props because his hedgeless horseman, with the help of Greg over at 555s, sort of incorporates what I'm doing here. And although I've struggled with this strategy, if played right, you're protecting your bankroll waiting for that longer roll. And we are going to get into talking about that in just a little bit. So before we head to the tables, I do want to say that this strategy is built upon several things. It is built upon the Hawaii Crapshooters Brian strategy, where he uses a 140 lay with hedging the hard 4 for $20 in this case. Sometimes I do a $200 lay, hedging it for $40. But also it incorporates the DP, a simple don't pass. You have to cover that. We'll get into that in just a little bit. But basically the philosophy is that you're balancing the place bets after you make it past the come out, and you're also hedging against the yo. Once you place that, it's sort of based upon Jacob over at Wager Me This, his anything but 10. And you can play this with the Squeeze 4, or you can play at the Squeeze 10, either way. But the come progression, watching yesterday's episode of Coffee and Craps and today's episode of Coffee and Craps, I think when you insert that come progression, and I do it the come, not the DC, when you insert that, it really sort of brings those 3 strategies together. And it's a foundation building a strategy, and as Brian likes to say over at Hawaiian Crapshooters, it's a qualifying strategy. It gets you there to get your foundation built, and we're going to talk about it. Okay, so we're actually going to be talking about this. We're going to switch over to this camera and take care of some business before we actually get into the Squeeze 4. I really appreciate everybody hanging in there. I'm already 3 minutes into the video, but I want to share with you just a couple of things that have gone on with my channel, and it's just extraordinary for me to be able to see the growth that that we've had here with our channel. And I want to point out just a couple things and thank everybody who has pushed that subscribe button and also rang that bell, because it has really helped. Because as you can see, we're still in the era of about 70% of our subscribers, 70% of our viewers that are not subscribers. And, you know, about 30% are. Hey, I appreciate everybody who has pushed that red subscribe button. But here's an interesting slide that I really want to show you. This is what really stood out to me today as I was going through my analytics channels. And this is just over the past 28 days. So, you know, YouTube gave me like a little kudo thing where it said, you're looking good. Your channel's views are up 97% due to more interest in several of your videos. And that is because you guys are watching them. You guys are commenting on them. It's very important that you comment. And always look at my description below, because the description below always has additional information. A lot of times I get comments from people that didn't read the description where I've clarified a mistake made or a further clarification of what I meant while I was in the videos. But take a look at that, guys. In the last 28 days, we're up 401%. Now, you might think, well, that's a poor channel doing good. Or you might think that maybe I'm bringing you content that is good. And I'm kind of hoping that it is more of the fact that that it is the content that is doing good. Okay, so now with that out of the way, please do, if you would, click that red subscribe button and ring that bell. It would really be appreciated. And if you could, give me the thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and come on over here to the table because I'm standing in front of my production computer while I did this, and we're going to talk about the Squeeze 4. I'm going to do it at the base level of how I like to play the Squeeze 4 from a minimum amount. And in watching several of the videos and in talking about, forget the dice influencing or dice control side of it, I am going to specifically be using a specific set when I shoot because I've done this randomly. So I had one of my subscribers say, hey, why are you running them all random and why don't you set the dice and shoot them yourself? So I like to play this strategy against the random roller, unlike some people who think coming out on the DP against a random roller is dangerous. I don't think so because I'm hedging it and I'm using the Squeeze 4, and we're going to get right into the play so that you can understand how this works. So if you've seen this before, just bear with me. We'll get right to this rollout. And the video I did yesterday only had 3 shooters in which I struggled because I got hit off the 4 with my leg for 140, lost the hard 4 for 20. I got hit off a 175 don't pass. And by the time we got done with the 3rd shooter, we were able to recover, save our bankroll, and make $126. And that's what this strategy is about. And I think that sort of goes with a lot of the strategies that are put out there by a lot of the strategy building channels that come out with how a strategy works. There are a lot of people that like aggressive strategies and they want to start big and regress down. Hey, I'm okay. I actually do that. So it's part of your toolbox. This one here is a strategy that I use when I first walk up to the table and I want to see how the table's going. I can run the Hedgeless Horseman. It worked for me when I was on vacation. I just came up here with a simple small DP and ran the 3 come progressions as I watched the table go around. But in my case on vacation, there was very limited people at the table and I got to throw a lot. So in this case, this strategy here works with the shooter or without the shooter. So how we start this out is we're going to take the lay 4 for 140 and we're going to lay the 4. Let me get my buttons. So we're going to lay the 4, and it could be the 10. It's whatever your preference is. You know, Jacob overwaged me this. He does anything but 10, and this is a combination between Brian's 140 with his bets that he does. Jacob's anything but 10, but shifted to the 4, along with the Hedgeless Horseman. I like to balance, as you're going to see, with the amount that I have laid with the DP. And where I make my money early is when I run my come progression as to whether or not I'm going to make a couple bucks on that shooter. Once we get past that point, build our foundation, we pull and squeeze, hence the 4 squeeze or the 10 squeeze. We pull that down and out and we play because your foundation's built. And then you're playing, I don't want to call it free money because you've earned the money, but then you're playing not on your bankroll, but on their bankroll. 7 out comes and it's a wash, it's a wash. Just redo it again. So in this case, we have a $1,000 bankroll. I've got the 140 up on the 4. I'm going to turn a $20 hard 4 and turn it on for the come out. I can do anywhere from 50 to a quarter on the don't. We're just going to stick with the quarter because I like, if depending upon what the odds are on the numbers, how much I'm going to lay against the odds on this once the point is established. And so the only thing that hurts you here at the moment is the easy 4, and the come out 7s is a wash because 140 gives you 70, minus 20 makes you have 50. So you're going to win $25. The only other thing that can hurt you is the Yo 11. And you know, there's only 2 ways to roll that. So take a couple bucks. You could take $1 and reduce your minimum down to $15 or $2 and make $5 on that roll. Hey, you don't have to do it at all, and you don't have to squeeze this, but I think this is a good way, coming up to the table, to establish your base, what's happening. Come out 7 happens, you win 20, well, it's $23 minus the 2, but it's $25. Come out 11 happens, you're winning the $5 on the yo. Now, on the come out, you do have the lay on the 140, so we do have to, you know, figure out the VIG, so we'll take that out. So take that $2 out. Come out 7, you're still $20 ahead. On a come out 11, you're $5 ahead. This is all this is. This lay and the yo hedge isn't really protecting this. The yo hedge is, but it's really there so that if you have to come out 7, you make money or you don't lose any at all. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. We're going to go ahead and roll it out. And I'll start out with a random shooter, see what we can build up. Let's just say I walked up to the table. Obviously, I'm not going to be the first person to shoot, so we'll do this with a random shooter. Run over here to our production computer, start the KPI, which is the roll tracker, up in the upper right-hand corner. And you'll see that roll tracker, I want to mention, is courtesy of the dice mechanic, George from Cyprus. He gives us the ability for our channels to be able to use that. And Troy over at Point 7 Out, I always like to give them a shout because he's the programmer of this. All right, so we're coming out, and as you can see in the throwing station cam down here in your lower left, that's where I'll be throwing from. It's just going to be pick the dice up and chunk them. Here we are, dice are out. There's a 6 to 8. Okay, so the point is going to be a 6 to 8. And I already feel bad about being 10 minutes into the video and just getting to this point, but I thought it best that I explain what was going on, because some of the comments that I received, I don't want to call them negative, but they were different. So let's go ahead and pull this $2 up. That was the come out yo. We lost that. We're still okay over here on the 4. You know, the number that's going to hurt us now at this particular moment would be the 8 and the 4. If the 7 comes out, we're a winner. But here's what we're going to do. I like to consider that $70 to play with. This $20 hard 4 over here, I consider that a wash, but I understand a lot of you don't want to lose $20 on a bet. So that's 50 and 25 gives me the ability to come out here with $75. I like to get to my base within 1 to 3 rolls and no more than 4. If it's taking me 4 rolls to get there, that squeeze 4 is coming down there. I'm going to play very conservatively, if not turn it off and wait for the roll to be over with. I know a lot of times you haven't seen that because I'm here to show you how it works, but in real life, that actually happens. So we have 70, 50, and 25. We have $75 to play with, and you're wondering how we're going to do that. Well, I want to get there fast. I'm going to put 60 on the 6. Now, wait a minute. 75 is 6. That doesn't leave me very much to play with. That is true. Very true. So, I am going to put, let me see if I do this right, 60. So, there's 25 in the field. Now, I'm lopsided. I have 85 against 25. All right, I'm going to come up with a quarter come, hence part of the John's Hedgeless Horseman. I do this with a lot of my strategies. To come for 3 progressions, stay in the field till I get the 5 placed, and then I'll worry about the 9 and the 10, and you'll see how that works out. Now, if I place the 5 for a quarter, I'm going to win $35. I like to take the $25 or $30 and actually just kind of hop the 5s for the first couple. My hops are up here, by the way. I'm just putting that's going to be the hop 5s on the 3-2 and the 4-1. I like to hop them for the first 3 times because it's going to pay me $80. 75 plus the quarterback is $80, and we're at our base. Remember, we're here to build the foundation of the base. This is a $15 table with the point of 8. We're looking at 30, 60, 75, and 3 more, $78 to build our base. We squeeze it out and we go for it. We're out of the field as fast as we can get out of the field. That's the whole philosophy behind that. So what I have here now, 60, 60, 25 is 85. That's 95. I have 50, I like to consider it 70, but 50 and 25 is 75. We kind of all are off keel. I am okay with that. The one way that you can do that is to come out here and do a little bit of odds down here. 30 will win us 25 and balance it out. Obviously, if the 8 comes, we're going to lose 55 and not win anything. Early 7 outcomes, you know, this gets paid down here. We're going to win here, and we're going to win up there and lose those. You'll see how this works out. Now, that's enough explanation on the 6 and the 8, how I would play it. Let's go ahead and roll this out. Dice are out. And there's a 4-1-5. Perfect. Absolutely perfect to show you how quick we're going to get to our base on that 5. That was just, I couldn't ask for anything better than that outcome. So in this case, we have a 4-1. We're going to lose the 3-2. We're going to lose that, and we're going to win $75, 15 for 1 on the 5. There's $80, guys. This is going to travel up to the 5. It's a no-field 5. We're going to lose that, okay? We're real close to balancing ourselves out to get to the table. We actually have enough chips, and I'm going to turn these greens into, the greens into sorry, I shorted myself there, into reds, just so we can go ahead and set our base out there, because I'm going to go with my base now at this level by hitting that hop 5. All right, so this 75 comes off. There's my 75 there. Here's what I'm going to do. I no longer need my 60, my 6 at 60. I'm going to pull that down. My 5 from hitting the 4-1 comes down. We can go ahead and squeeze out the 4 right on the first roll. Squeeze that out. We're just going to set it here because we're going to use it again. And we're going to come out with the base. Our base is $15. 15. That's going to be 18. 15. 15. I do need to get the cap. So that's making that 30, 60, $63. And if you look at what we have back here, I could now, some people don't like this move, I could go ahead and remove the odds on hitting the 8 to save me $30. I realize I'm going to win 25. I would like to build up some hits on these place bets, and I like to do half pressing. ABC, always be collecting. If I hit the 7, I'm going to win 55. If I hit the 8, I'm going to win the 55 down here, but I'm really going to lose 63 plus 25. So there's some switching around till we get there, but we got to the base almost paid for. And guys, you came to gamble. If you're $5 or $10 short, we lost the $2 on the yo. What difference does it make? We got there in one roll to get to the base. Let's see how this goes. By the way, the other thing that we're talking about here is the 5 is a contract bet. So if we for some reason hit the 8, it stays up and it will be exposed on the next come out roll. But if we get the 5, great, we're going to get paid 25. We're going to go back up just for the base. If we lose it on the 7 or on the next come out 7, it's just all part of the game. So I'm going to leave the odds out here for a couple of rolls, and we're going to see what happens. Boys, 15 minutes into the video and just 2 rolls. I hope everybody's staying with me on this. All right, dice are out. All right, there's a 4. Now see, if we had stayed up on that lay 4 on our second roll, we would have lost 140 plus the 20. Instead, we're going to make $27. All right, so 27, yep, $27 on the easy 4. So we're going to break this down, and we're going to spend 15, actually 16, and we're going to press. I think I'm going to spend more than that. I'm going to press my 9 up to 20. I'm going to take my 6 to 24, and I think really what I'm going to do, since we hit the 4, a little more money, is I'm going to put 10 odds on the 5. All right, so one more roll, and we're going to consider what we're going to do here. So we made 27. We actually wound up spending 17. So really we only wound up 10, 23. We only wound up making actually $5 on it roll. But let's see what happens. Dice are out. And there's a 7 out. Perfect. Okay, let's see how this works. When I say perfect, it's not perfect because I want to lose. It's a perfect example of how this happens. Think about this, guys. We had a point established. We had a great number in the 5 to get us set up on the base. Then we had, I also forgot to run my come progression those 2 times. So guys, stay with me with this, because I would have run one more come progression, the first 3 rolls. I would have done that. I know you're going to go back and say, oh, Jeff, you're being hindsight because you're going to win $25 more, but that's part of the roll. I would have had that come progression out when the 4 paid off. So when we got the 4, that would have went up there, and then that come progression would have come out. You're going to see it's a wash. That would have been my 3rd come progression. Sorry for the confusion, but watch how this gets paid. The 4 goes up. Just want to make sure we have this. The 5 and then the 4. Yeah, so this bet wouldn't have been there because we had the come progression out there, although we did get hit on that. 5. Yes, that's right. So we would have put the quarter up and we would have taken the 5 down. Sorry for the confusion, guys. This is what the board would have looked like. This is exactly what the table would have looked like. So I 7'd out. Sorry for the mistake. I hope you followed along with what happened. We've only had the 4 rolls. We had the point of 8. We had a roll of 5, which paid us $80 on the hot 5s. Then we hit the 4. Each one of those 3 would have had a come progression. So there's 1, 2, 3. So here's what's going to happen. We just 7'd out, okay? We 7'd out. We're done. Let's take a look at what happens here. All this comes down. All of this comes down. And here's how we're going to get paid. A quarter there, and we're going to get $25 there. There's 25, 35, 35, 40. There's $44 I'm taking off the table. Now remember what I won. Remember how much money we won. If we come back over here and take a look at where our rack would be once we racked all this back up. This is what's called preserving the bankroll, saving the bankroll. All right, now, a quarter short there, I have a 140 and 20, so that's 160. Here is at least enough to make that 200. 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm sorry, 3, 4, 5. Let's do this again. Boy, am I really confused. And I really like this roll that came out here. And you know my videos are shot unedited, so this is how it's going to go. Let's do this right. So we got 140, 50. We may not get through that many shooters. 150, sorry. So this is 200 over there. 2, that's 7, 8, 9, 10. We are actually up that amount of money on that roll. How we just played it, that's what we're up. We didn't lose any money. Bankroll management. It's what Brian over at Hawaiian Crap Shooters, his strategy he does with the with his 4 and his hard 4 lay, right, even with his 70 option. It's something very similar with the anything but 10 from Jacob. It's the same way. I'm just hedging everything to minimize my rolls while I'm waiting for that long roll. What did we have? We had a 4 roller. You know, we had actually a, well, 3 roller, but 4 counting the 7 out. So let's go ahead and do it again. I'll be the shooter this time, okay? I'm going to set the dice. There's the quarter. I'm going to come up here with my lay 4, my hard 4, my $2 on the yo, and my vig on the lay 4. Let's say it's my turn to shoot. Since I was going to do a third and we're running late on this video, I'm hoping that this will happen. So I'm going to set a dice, and I don't want to tell you what that dice set is just yet, but I want you to see that I'm going to try to avoid the 4. The 4, I'm going to try to avoid. If the 7 comes out, I'm a winner. If the 11 comes out, I'm a winner. Now, my buddy, who probably knows what dice set I'm going to set in this, knows that I roll a lot of yos with this set. Very seldom do I roll an easy 4 with this set, according to my tracks in Bone Tracker on this set. So I'm going to tell you what this set is later, because I've used this set. If you can see the dice, you might be able to see that from that camera. You'll know exactly what it is. So I'm trying to avoid the 4, and I don't care if any other number comes. It doesn't make a difference. Yes, I know I'm going to lose on the 11. I'm going to win on the 2, 3, and I'm going to push on the 12. All right. The dice are set, and I'll tell you what it is in a little bit. Dice are out. And there's a 10. Perfect number that I want to get. With that set I just used, I do get a lot of 9, 10, 11s, 12s, and for some reason, 5s. Now, the last week or so, I've been hitting the 6 and the 8. I've been doing something wrong. Okay, so the point's going to be 10. Makes it great for us there. We're going to take at least 4 times odds. My first roll, I'm going to stay at 4 times. I probably would max that out. We lose the $2 on the yo. Our hard 4 stays up. Now we have 50 or 70, however you want to consider that, along with 75 more. So we've got about 150 that we could play with. Boom, immediately right off the bat, I'm going to come back out here, and I am going to be strong. Okay, there's 120. There's 125. Am I going to hop the reds or place the reds? I mean, place the 5s. I'm going to hop them. I'm going to come out here with my 25 in the come, and let's make sure this adds up right. No field this time. 120, 145, 155. We have 75 here and 70, 145-ish. But we have the 20, so I'm okay to risk that $30. It's okay. If I wanted to make it even, I could take this up to 120. I could take this all the way up to the max odds of 150. I'm okay at the moment doing this because I just came up to the table and it's my first roll. So now I'm going to shoot the dice to try to miss the 10. I'm not a dice influencer, and I am certainly not controlling the dice. I'm just doing what works for me best, and I'm going to set this dice up, and it is going to be a 3V, and I'll tell you which one I'm going to use, because I switch back and forth between the 3-5 and the 3-1, and I want to make sure that this is right as I roll these dice over. Yep, okay. So I'm using the, oops, Maybe that wasn't right. Let me just make sure I do this again. Rolling my dice over because I'm going to try to stay on axis. I had one of my subscribers the other day talk about my throws, and he was watching them land, and they were staying together. I was doing really good. I just had too much velocity and force behind it, and they were rolling all over the place. All right, this is a 3-5, 3-1. Not going to say it's going to work, but let's see what happens. Dice are out. That was a little hard throw, and I got the 7 out. Not a problem. I don't consider that a problem. Am I going to lose money? Let's wait and see. Okay? Let's wait and see. So, what are we going to lose? We are going to lose this, the hard 4. We're going to lose 10 on the hot 5s. I could have had a quarter up there, so I think I kind of reduced my $15. We're going to lose this 145. Okay, we're gonna lose that. So there's the money we lost. Now let's see what we get paid. Let's think about this, guys. Let's pay ourselves here. Come out roll gets paid. We get paid down here. We've got 50. There's 50 there. What do we get paid up there? We get 70. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and 5. Look at this, guys. There's $75. I lost a nickel. Just like that, in a quick 10 easy into the 7 out. I just put that on the board. Sorry about that, guys. Think about that. Protecting and preserving your bankroll. That's what this strategy is about. Think about that. I mean, my wins. 70 on the 4, 25 on the come, 50 on the odds down here, and a quarter there. I lost a nickel plus $2. $7, I'll take that any day of the week. All right, let's come back out on a random shooter this time. I can roll them faster that way. We're going to set everything back up again. I do need change for a nickel. All right, $2 on the big. All right, $2 on the yo. $1 back in our change. And this is going to be a random roller. Just going to pick the dice up and chunk them this time. So here we've had 6 rolls, 2 7 outs, and we are ahead of the game. We're a couple bucks ahead, probably like what, $15 ahead at the moment. All right, so in 2 shooters and two early 7 outs. All right, dice are out. There's a 4-2-6. Okay, now on the 4-2-6, it's going to be very similar to how we played the 8. It's same way. All right, we're going to do the same thing. Going to come out here and play it the same way. Powerhouse 60 on the 8, quarter in the come, quarter in the field. That'll wash. We're getting a 9 into 10 with this, and depending upon if we hit it, how we play that. And we're just going to hop the 5s for $5 each. You saw that work for us before. 3 come progressions, 3 times on the 5 before I place it. I get a chance to get to my base. Remember our base again, since it's a 6, 30, 60, 75, $78 is what we have to make. And when we migrate these come progressions out, you'll see what I mean. All right, so we have a point of 6. All right, this will be the last roller on this squeeze 4. I think the next time I'm not going to explain it. I'm going to try to get through maybe 5 to 6, 7, 8 rolls with this. All right, so dice are out. All right, 6, 3, 9. Perfect. Why that was a 6 that rolled, guys. That was not a 7. You can go back and back it up. It was a 6, 3, 9. This is going to travel. We just got paid a quarter there. We got our 9 placed for free. Let's slide that up into the come progression. Now, we do have to pay $10 more. We lose the 2 there. We do have to pay $10 more to hop the 5s, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Not a thing wrong with that. So we got a 9. Every strategy has a flaw, and this is a flaw that can come back and hurt us. The biggest way it can hurt us right now is the easy 4s. And a random roller can roll an easy 4. Dice are out. And there's a 6, 3, 9. Perfect. All right. The reason why I keep saying perfect is because that's going to be an off and on. Okay. This will travel. We would get paid a quarter. Okay. We get paid a quarter in the field. Okay. So there's $50 of our baseline that we have now. What I can do to reduce my odds, because the next roll was going to bring me to where I need to be, is I'm going to take the $10 on the hot 5s just one more time, because I'm only running 3 come progressions. We've had the 9 twice. I'm going to go ahead and pocket this. I am going to leave this out here. I don't have to. I could take that $50 right now and squeeze the 4 and the 10 out. And that's probably the logical thing to do. But what I am going to do to get to my base to reduce my exposure some is I am going to reduce that $60 8 down and take $30 off the table. I'm going to leave this up for one more time, but I'm going to reduce it down to the base as well. And how I know where I'm going to play 15 or 25 here is if I ever have 2 green level chips out at anywhere, I'm always playing a quarter here. If I don't, I'm playing the base. This will be the last time we're in the field, the last time we're on the come. We need to avoid the easy 4. I could have squeezed that 4 out, went ahead and placed it, but I'm taking this chance here. No easy 4. Dice are out. And we see the 4, so we know that we weren't going to hit the easy 4, but look what happened here, guys. Look. There's your 7. There's your, I almost said come out 7. That's a 7 out. Another short roll. That's going to be the end of rolls in this video. The next time I'm going to roll, I'm actually going to shoot this right after that. I finish here, and I'm going to just get right to the rolling. So let's see what happens. We have a 7 out, so we're going to lose this. Remember, I reduced my $30 here, so I saved $30 there. We're going to lose that. We're going to lose the quarter on the come 9. We're going to lose the field, but watch what's going to happen. Where are we going to get paid? Quarter down here, quarter up there, and I don't even have enough out there of my place bets. I'm going to lose that too, to make the $70. So we're going to make 70 on that lay 4. 50, how much did I have out here? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So I had 50. So as you can see here, we're going to win 70. I am losing $30. $30 out of the place bets, but watch what happens when I bring all the money into the rack. And this is what I consider a bankroll protecting money management system. The same thing that the Hedgeless Horseman does. The same thing that the Anything But 10 does. There are so many great YouTube channels out there building strategies for you to consider to make your bankroll go longer and to make yourself a winning roll. All right, so here's 4. This is going to be 5, so that's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 9. There's 10, and here's our profit on 3, pardon my language, shitty rolls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, cooperate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 75, 85, $86. And if we go over back to the roll tracker and actually take a look at what took place here, I don't even have to bring up the blue statistical screen that I could add to the screen right now, because we can see that we had 10 rolls, 3 quick 7 outs, and we didn't lose our bankroll. Imagine going 44 inside, or 66 inside, or 96 across, or whatever you want to do, taking those hits. How much would you have won? We had 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, let's just say at $15 a pop. 15 times 4, you see that $60 you would have won. At the 66 level, you would have lost, 224. Do the math, guys. This is a money management system that protects your bankroll. And the thing that hurts you in the early rollouts until you get your foundation built, your qualifier, as Brian likes to call it, built, is the easy 4, or if you play the 10, the easy 10s. 2 chances out of 36 to burn your butt until you get your foundation built. Guys, I hope this certainly does make sense. I'm going to switch back over here to my main screen, so just bear with me as I bring this up. Hey, I hope that this clarifies one of the comments that was made in my comments over the past, not quite 2 days, but more than 24 hours, maybe 36 hours or so. Somebody questioned the philosophy behind this, and I don't know if that person was, I'm not going to call him out, I don't know if that person was a new person to craps or not. If you're watching this video because you like the 4 squeeze, because you said you like the concept, go watch these other channels. Go watch John's Hedgeless Horseman. Go to Greg's channel at 555 and watch his variations. Jacob does the Hedgeless Horseman with a 6 and the 8, and I rolled it out with the 6 and the 8 placed on the Hedgeless Horseman, and it worked great for me. So there's so many great channels out there. You want to see some good strategy channels, go over to Brian at a Y Italian crap shooters and watch his channel as well. There's so many more. I don't want to leave anybody out because there's so many great YouTube channels that are out there. Hey guys, if you would, oops, got to go this way. Give me the thumbs up. If you like the channel, I really appreciate it. If you haven't clicked the subscribe button yet, please click the red subscribe and ring that bell. I would greatly appreciate that. Till next time, guys, as always, you have to be safe and play smart.